All right, so we'll get you guys a better view here of the top of the thing down. Need to get some screws, take off this top plate, and we'll be right back. All right, now we've got these tools. You can see here, got the kit there, got a little driver set here. And put that on there and make sure they actually fit. Oh yeah, check it out. All right, perfect. Get it in here, and then this. Cool thing about this thing is you can rotate it around where you can just act like a ratcheting set. I got it going in one direction. Ooh, these things are in there. There we go. There we are, moving them on up out of there like that. Perfect. Take this one out. Set it to the side. Grab this one here. Take that one out. A lot of guys will use power drills on these things. Some folks will not. It just depends on how you want to do it. I use the manual method because I know I won't strip the screws either direction on that one. But really is to each his own. There isn't really a wrong way to fix your RC, as long as you're keeping it going, maintaining it. That's really what it matters. What you're trying to do on these things is fix them. So we'll get all these screws out of here, get this big plate off. And I think what I'm gonna end up having to do is get smaller tires, because, okay, so this is definitely, these screws are smaller, so I'll set them over here. Similar order, so I like to line the screws up the way I'm going to use them. Set them off here on the side of the camera and kind of see which case the way they lined up. You can see here this plate, as they are smaller, I'll set them aside in groups of smaller in a very similar order in which how they came off the car. And that way it goes back together a lot easier, because you don't want it to do that. All right, so here we are. And you can take these things off, go like that, take this off. So down in the comments below, I want to know what you guys did this weekend. How did you break your RC cars? Or did you break them? You just ran them and you want to just do some maintenance, some general maintenance, do some gear oils, lube, wash them off, clean them off, or do you actually have to fix some things, adjust some things? Put those down in the comments below. I want to see what you've done. I want to see some of the carnage. Shoot some pictures down there too, so we can take a look at them. All right, so now this piece here just pops right off, and then this metal piece will pop right off. As you can see here in the kit, it comes with its own metal piece. I'm going to put the new metal piece on. Might as well. And this one slowly pulls up out of there like that. You can see how it kind of goes in there, and that piece there. So that's the this is my broken piece. We'll dispose of those a little later. All right, so now we got to dive in, and I'll show you guys some of the more broken pieces here. Okay, so you can see here we've had to turn the truck over. We needed to access these top screws right up in here. I think they're the same size as the ones on the bottom. Let's see if I can get them out. There we go. Backs right on out of there. Actually, that one's pretty loose. Which reminds me, you want to make sure that you have a chance that you're with your RC cars, that you tighten the screws down once in a while. Check them, making sure, especially the ones that are holding it together. All right, I'm gonna get a pair of pliers to get that screw out of there. Just one. Okay, so you can see here we've had to turn the truck over. We needed to access these top screws right up in here. I think they're the same size as the ones on the bottom. Let's see if I can get them out. There we go. Backs right on out of there. Actually, that one's pretty loose. Which reminds me, you want to make sure that you have a chance that you're with your RC cars, that you tighten the screws down once in a while. Check them, making sure, especially the ones that are holding it together. All right, I'm gonna get a pair of pliers to get that screw out of there. Just one. All right, and we're back. So sometimes working on RC cars helps to have some different tools. So Here I'm gonna grab myself a pair of pliers. Again, these are the screws. Set them off the side in the order in which I know they come back together. And then we'll go after this next one here. A little bit of an angle. Push down. There we go. Alrighty. And I'm, oh, look at that. Yeah, a little piece broke off there and fell right off on me. Look at that. Alright, so that screw wasn't holding much on. Grab my pliers again, reach in there, grab the, see here, get, alright, so we'll flip this over, see where we're at. Okay, as you can see, get you guys, you can tell right there, but right down in here, you can see the screw kind of hanging in there. Just gonna push it out. There we go. Screw number 2 is away. That piece is completely free now. I think the best bet is going to be to take the whole front end of this truck off. So we're gonna flip it back around. Gotta make those sound effects, otherwise it's just not good. And we'll take these 2 screws off, and that should just pop off the whole front assembly here and get access to that piece. Because we're gonna do a lot of front assembly work to replace that piece. And this is honestly the most I've ever dove into an RC car. I've had the Traxxas Slash for a long time, and I've had this Emaxx for a while. Emaxx is fun, but I've never really broken anything major on it until this last outing, and these tires are just way too big. So, and there we go. You can see here the kinds that comes off. All that stuff comes off. Oh, this is gonna be fun. Drive shafts came out. Alrighty. And then we still got that screw stuck in there. And we've got these things. So we'll have to gently flip this truck back over again so that we can get the steering linkages apart. See where that goes for us here. See right in there. Alright, you see the drive shaft kind of just popped right off there. The steering linkages, of course, are a different size. Of course they are. It's one thing that's fun about RC cars is they've always got different sizes for everything. So we'll go ahead and pop. Let's see, we want to take that one off. No, I don't think so. I think we want to take the one next to it off here, which is a much smaller version here. We'll go to this side. Oh yeah, perfect. Okay, and that screw. There's that other screw. We don't want to lose that one, so we'll pull that out. Set it off to the side there. Alright, my driver out. And go in. Perfect, there we go. Let's remove this steering linkage so we can get this broken piece. Pull it all the way out. And what do you know? Oh, there it goes. All right, that popped out. And then we'll go ahead and undo this small piece over here. And this is again more small screws. So the steering screws over there. Grab these guys, back this one out, and I should be able to get this whole front assembly out of the truck. And then we'll get you guys readjusted for the next series of work that'll need to occur. All right, there we are. So we've taken the whole front of the truck off. Again, this is the piece here that we're going to replace. So we're going to take all this stuff off here, which we'll get into the next section. All right, so here we are, back to this here. We can get you guys in a little bit closer. You can see the front assembly is off. We've got donned some gloves here. We're gonna get into some grease and nastiness. So we're gonna protect ourselves from the grime. Gotta find the right size here to get this pin off. That's the right size, of course, so we'll set that one out. Back in. These are decent tools. I've also got this set here, this tool set here, with different sizes as well. Kind of to each his own. I think, you know, tools are tools. Doesn't really matter if you're doing Allen wrenches, you're doing an RC tool set, or you go to Harbor Freight and get the cheapest ones you can find, or you go to some place and buy the most expensive ones you can find. I think it really matters. As long as they do the job for you, that's all that matters. So let's see, that's not backing out anymore. Ooh, it's in there tight. Let's see if I can get the pliers on it and we'll wedge out of there. There we go. Sometimes use a little leverage. Perfect. Okay, set that one aside. Let the lower arm off. I'm gonna take the bumper off. Is it the same size as everything else? Oh, we got lucky. Look at that. It's the same size. You guys see what I'm working on there? All right. Pull the bumper support off. It's always good to have a pair of pliers to help you with second set of hands. You don't have somebody helping you. Like I said, sometimes, you know, doing the maintenance on RCs. Hope you guys are having fun with this one. Got your favorite beverage. Enjoying it. Pull this guy out. Man, it's really in there. This thread goes way through. Come on, you can do it. So get it out here. Holy moly, look how big this thing, look how big that thing is, just to hold the bumper on. Man alive. Now let's set that one aside. Let's get the next one. Interesting one here is going to be this drive shaft, because the drive shaft goes right through the middle where I want to go. So we're gonna spin this around and kind of see where I'm going in here. It probably would have been a little easier if I'd taken the tires off, but you know what? You don't want to make this maintenance stuff too easy, you know? Oh, that one looks like it. That one's bent. As I'm turning it, it's looping around in an oval shape. When you turn it, you know your screw is bent. All right, just get my hand in there and undo it. Holy cow, these are big. All right. Come on, you can do it. All the way through. There we are. Man, look at the size of that thing. Isn't that big? Holy cow. All right. Okay, I got this bumper off now. So you can see here on this piece that I'm working on, this piece here, got the lower arms off, got the bumper off. Oops, right, the bumper off right there. And now we're gonna try to take the upper one off. I can get my screwdriver in there now and get the upper one off. And then I'll pull those off, and then I'll need to figure out how to bump the drive shaft. I think there's just an E-clip on there. There's a couple of E-clips. I can be able to push that pin out. So that'll be my plan. And I'll show you guys that in a little more detail once I get the go right down through the bumper, and then right onto the screw you want. And right on out. Perfect. There we go. We didn't want to take the bumper completely off because we're only replacing the one side. This thing will take forever. So, this pin, like the last one, there's only so much screw, and the rest of it is, if you can see here, this is the pin we're taking out. Right on the top there, very, very, very little screws, and the rest of it's just this long pin. So we'll need to pull that out. Okay, so get my handy dandy pliers in there. There we go. There we are. Okay, something just dropped. But these two little plastic pieces just dropped, so I guess we'll figure out what those are later. Always have spare pieces when you're done fixing your car. And then there's the other bottom pin. And for the Emaxx, the bottom and top pins are different sizes, so I'll have to pay attention to that when we're putting them back into the different sizes there. Pay attention to that and putting them back in. All right. So, that removes that. And the only other piece that we need to remove now are these E-clips. Hold on. All right, so one of the things I didn't notice, as you can see right here, shock tower, there's actually two bolts right here and here on the shock tower. My finger's in the way. Right here on the shock tower, there's two bolts. So I'll have to get those screws out of there, which those will be interesting because there's no line of sight. And the piece itself is actually the screw that's down here on the bottom right here, and on my finger, that screw is actually blocked by the piece itself. Like there's no way to remove that piece out of the way. So now we'll get in there. All right, well, we'll have to figure it out. One step at a time, I guess. Get the top one out of there. Like so. There we go. So you guys can get in there and see that. There we go. Alrighty, then we got that out of there. Do a little hand twisting. Perfect. Set that one over there. Then the bottom one, I guess we'll just try to do an angle on it best we can. Okay, so one of the things about this is nice. I get this long, I extend out this drive really long, and that will give me a better angle. I can go right over the bumper and right down, right into the piece. Oh yeah, there we go. A little bit slower this time because you're at a funky angle and you don't want to strip it out. So we'll do that. Perfect, look at that. Sometimes you gotta be creative with these things. One of the reasons I use these manual ones, it makes it a little bit easier to, oops, not quite right there to get out of there. I'm barely even in this one, you can't see this, but like, because of the angle I'm at, I'm barely in the hole at all. I'm doing everything I can not to strip it. Okay, let's see where we're at here. Man alive. Come on, you can get out of there. There we go. All right, got that one out. And my shock tower is free. On the side. Okay, so now all I've got to do is right down in here, you can see there's an E-clip. Right in there, if you can get it to focus, but there's an E-clip right there on top of the drive shaft. You pop that E-clip out, you push that pin out, and we should be good to go at that point. So let's see if we can get one of these E-clips out of here without an E-clip remover. That'll be interesting. Anybody got any ideas on how to get an E-clip out of these here? Let me know. Put in the comments down below. These are one of the worst inventions ever made. There's got to be a better way to put this stuff together. Let's see. Some of the things about these things, you kind of look and see what you got to do, what you got to work with. Okay, I'll go get another tool. Right back. All right, we're back. So, this is the little guy right here. You can barely see it on my hand right there. I was able to take my very narrow needle nose pliers, get it right down to where it was on each side, line it up on each side of it, and just push. And it literally just shot off of the pin, bounced around my workbench and landed, and I was able to find it. So note to self, make sure you got a spot where you can find these bad boys and they can fly off of your tool. There's other names for these E-clips, and we won't repeat those today, but you can probably guess what they are. Okay, so now we're gonna push this pin out of the drive shaft. Hopefully it'll pop right off, right out. Oh, check it out. You'll be so lucky. Quit rolling around on me there. Oh yeah, check it out. Boom, there's the pin holding the drive shaft together. You see that little tiny thing right there? Little, if I can get it to focus a little bit, you can kind of see there's a little top of that thing where the E-clip went in. Set that next to the E-clip, and boom. All right, so now should be able to just pull a haul. Check it out. All right, so here we are. This is the piece that we are trying to fix. You can see right there where it broke off. All right, so and it says right here FR. I don't know if you guys can see that or not, but it says FR, front right, which makes sense because it's the front right. So now we're going to rust into our Praxis goodie bag here. And we're going to grab the front right. That's the front right. This one says front right on it too. Oh, this one says front left. So we'll put it back in the bag, laying onto that one in the toolbox in case I break the other one. So front right. We'll see how this lines up. Making sure that we've got it where we need it. It's got the pieces. All right. Perfecto. Now, this is the broken one. We'll put it off to the side. Okay, so how does this go back together? Stick it just like this. Goes on here, comes around, goes back on like that. And it, oops, sorry guys. And it pushes up the differential, moves around now, and everything moves. It's all, I'm like, what the what? All right, we got it pushed on. Oh, we didn't line it up very good. Okay, so we're gonna line it up. You guys are gonna see what I'm doing here. I'm gonna line this up to go in there. Then we gotta line. Ooh, it all wants to go on at the same time, even though you can't line everything up at the same time. Well, good. All right, so then that guy. Let's see the other side. There goes. There we go. Haha. Okay, so I think the first thing we're going to do to make sure that it's lined up and does what it's supposed to do here is we're going to put the screws back in the shock tower. So we'll screw those down first and get those right down in there. And then we'll grab the next one, put it down in there. Because I was noticing that it was barely lining up against the shock tower, and I think that'll be a good spot to connect it to hold it in place while we do some other work. Okay, so we'll grab our longs and drive it right home. There we go. Driving it right in there. Perfect. Perfect, perfect. There we go. Almost in. And again, I'd love to know what kind of tools you guys are using on your bench. Do you guys have the fancy RC kits, or do you guys just use your regular tools? This is an RC kit. It's actually a, it's the Dynamite kit. Pretty old. Got it quite a few years ago. I'm sure that's been updated by now. All right, tighten that down, but not too tight. And then now we got the fun one here where I barely have any threads, but we'll go ahead and push it through. Nice tension, kind of lining straight on it. This one's gonna take a little bit of time to get in, but we got it. There we go. it's not wanting to go in. Oh, that would explain why. Now, there we go. Now it's going in. It helps if you have the holes lined up. Stuff to go in. There we go. Almost there. Now the fun ones, we put this drive shaft back. I'm really looking forward to using that E-clip again. Those things are so much fun. Okay, and okay, so that holds up pretty solid. Now what I'm going to do here is actually going to use trying to see where it's these screws here. I'm going to go ahead and put this. Oh, I can't put the bumper back on yet. Remember? Yeah, you remember the order of operations you put the car back together with. Okay, so we want to use this top here. Want to put it back through. I think we'll put the top back through. Oh, and the spacers are on the top one. Okay, so you can kind of see up top here. Maybe you can see them right here on top on each side are these two little tiny spacers. They just clip over the thing, over the shaft. So we'll use that on top for the spacers. I can totally understand why this car is not being made anymore by Traxxas by the way it's built. Okay, so I think I'm gonna have to put the drive shaft together first. I think that might make the most sense. So we will, excuse me, get some get your beverage of choice out there. Hope you guys are drinking. Mine is just water. Trying to get back into some shape and doing a little more running and exercising. And it's amazing when you start doing that, your body just craves the water. Okay, so okay, let's see if we can do this here. Oh, of course. My fat fingers, Okay, well, maybe we'll just push it to the bottom. Gotta line that hole up. I wish I could figure out a way to film this better for you guys, but it's amazingly difficult to line holes up with that stuff. So we'll just wiggle it in there. I totally missed. Got it through. Push that thing all the way through. Now we're gonna rotate it over. Of course, it keeps wanting to rotate on me. There we go. Now we need the E-O. This is gonna be interesting. E-clip. I can't even pick it up with gloves on. I'm gonna try using my pliers, just kind of grabbing it a little bit. If you ever have the opportunity to buy an E-clip tool, I've seen it in a couple of RC channels. I don't know where they got them. I'm looking for them. If you guys know where they got them, if you guys know where to find an E-clip tool, it'll make your life so much easier if you're working on RC cars. Okay, now I'm gonna try to spin it around this direction, pushing it on. Oh, I dropped it. Where'd it go? See, welcome to the jungle. Oh, there it is. Okay. You just thought it was like not, this is not editing trick. This is me really struggling here. So we'll get the C-clip back in the pliers. Like so. And then we'll push this on, making sure that it's fully in. I can kind of see where it goes on now. I got it lined up. Kind of hold it, and then I'm going to squeeze it together. Nothing like trying to squeeze around. Did you hear that? Did you hear that click? Oh, yes. All right. Okay, you guys, you gotta celebrate the wins. Okay, so now we've got to do remember the two shafts? These are the two shafts that hold the suspension on, the A-arms on. The smaller shaft goes on top. And then we've got our little clips for spacers. So we got to put this in before we put the bumper on, because of course the bumper is in the way. because, you know, why would you not have the bumper completely in the way? I mean, out of the way when you're designing this car. As my engineering father would say, that it was the engineers designing these things, you'd have to work on them. All right, so we'll push this stuff. Kind of see what I'm doing there, guys? I'm kind of, you can't really see on top there, but again, I'm just trying to do a whole alignment. And it is amazing. Okay, and it looks like I might have, ooh, pretty close. Okay, I'm gonna put one of these clips, so again, one of these little C-clip things over the top. I'm gonna, again, use my pliers to try to push it together, because, aha, there we go. Now I'll take my handy dandy screwdriver and drive it home. Oh, it's going together perfectly. Look at that. All right, beauty. And then I'm gonna grab my other clip. Oh no, on the floor. Okay, good thing you don't have carpet. You have a hard garage floor here working on. I'll push that down. So we're gonna use the pliers again because my fingers are weak. There we go. That is on, that is tight, that is rocking and ready to go. Okay, shock tower's on. Now we need to attach the rear bumper, or the front bumper. Go back to these big massive screws here. Slide them in. And away we go. So line it up. Just gonna drive these puppies home. There we go. And again, there's probably other ways of doing this, but you know what? This is the way I do it. And like I said before, instead of 1,000. Oh, look at that. I'm not even lined up. See, guys? There we go. Now we're starting to get lined up. Maybe, maybe not. I don't know. This is kind of a weird one. There it goes. Just so long to go all the way through here, all the way through here, all the way into the middle of this bracket. Really get you in there. You're so close, so close. Okay. There we go. And you guys can block in the view there. There we go. See, you get it right in there. Perfect, just like so. Tighten it right on up there. Perfect. Not too tight because it's plastic, but not too loose. You don't want it flying out. Grab the next one. Now, one of the things somebody might probably say in the comments is you probably should have lined up the holes on this thing. Okay, so spin this around here. Try to line this up as best we can because it looks like it's getting a little bit out of alignment. Might have to loosen the other side up a little bit. We'll see. It's going in. Sometimes it's better to do it by hand. So you see here my hands are going. Once you get it kind of going by hand, you can kind of see, you can get your screwdriver in there. Start the rest of the way. So here we go. Kind of straight on shot for you. I'm not left-handed, so this will be interesting, but this is the, got it lined up. I had to push this little middle piece in a little bit to get it to go through. But now it's going really well, and you get the tire out of the way. You're doing well. You got it going pretty good here. Guys can see that all right? Okay, good. close, but yet so far. All right, there we are, guys and gals, family. Cool. Look at that. Okay. So now we mounted the shock tower back up. Mounted the top brackets in. Bottom brackets are now going to go on the bottom A-arms. So we will put that like that, and we have to line this one up all the way through. Oh my goodness, you're not going to believe this. I am lined up. Oh, you've got to be kidding me. I can't believe that actually worked. Okay, that was too easy. Not quite. Push it right through. Ha! There we are. See? You see how it kind of sticks out a little bit? And we'll take this one and we will tighten her up right on down through there. That is interesting. Remember when I said the top and the bottom were longer than the other ones? Well, look what I just did here. So you can see on this side, this one sticks out almost a fingernail where it's not supposed to. This one's flush. You look at the top of this one, it sticks out on this side, but on this side it doesn't stick out enough. It doesn't come out of the top. So I reversed them. See, oh my goodness, now the bumper's gonna be in the way to get that out. All right, guys, I'm not gonna make you sit through a rewind or redo of that whole process again. Holy cow. And I'm pretty sure with the clearances and stuff, I won't be able to leave it. So let me reverse my mistake and I will be right back. Okay, well, I'm not quite back yet. So here we are. We got the bottom pin out, but remember the top pin, if it holds the A-arm, top A-arm out, you have to take the bumper off. So we're into that right now. We're back into the remove the bumper stage of the process here. So you can kind of see what we're doing there. And you guys asked for it, and I'm going to do it because this wheel keeps getting in my way. I'm going to take that wheel off. So I got a bigger nut thing, so I got a case here. It's I think it's a 17 millimeter. Yep. Got my little extender on there. Little thing on there. Push this through and get this. All right, ready, tighty, lefty, loosey. Boom, there we go. Pull that tire right off and make it so much easier. I don't know why I didn't do this before. But you know what? You win some, you lose some. I want you guys to enjoy this journey with me. All right, tire's off, out of the way. Got my rear kit out of the way. Okay, check this out. Now, if we can get right in here. I don't know why I didn't do this before. All right, we'll take this bumper off right here. Just pull this bolt out. And of course, now I'm like, I wish I had an electric drill that was this small to handle this stuff. And if you're using electric drills, extremely careful. Maybe run them in and then do everything hand tight. Do all the long runs. Okay, we'll pull this one out of the way here. The top bolt going on the bumper. There we go. And you might be asking me, why is he wearing rubber gloves? Well, I thought it was going to be oil in the diff. There's a lot of oil. There's some oil in the diff on my fingers, and so I've always just worn gloves, and I've worked on RC cars just because it keeps the oil and grease and stuff off of my hands. They say that it's not good for you. So you just do what you need to do to protect yourself. So, all right, that screw is out of there. Again, guys, I decided to go ahead and record this because you know what? I make mistakes. You're gonna make mistakes. We all make mistakes. It's all part of the fun. Set that aside. This guy out of the way here. There we go. If I don't take that screw out all the way, I'm gonna lose it. That's the way I work, so I'm gonna go through the process of moving the whole thing. There it goes, out of the way. Move this out of the way. I did last time, we went right through the bumper because it was easier. And then we're ready. Tidy lefty loosies. We'll pull this guy right out of here. Pretty simple. Maybe. So one thing I don't like about these tools is that these things kind of come in and out, and they pull out really easy, but they don't push down. So you're pushing them, and every time you pull out, they fly right out of the thing. So you will not see a link to these in my description box. Okay, so we're out there. Grab the pliers again, get some leverage on that bad boy, and pull it right out. See, it makes it a lot easier. Still with us there, so we'll just kind of pull this guy out. Okay. Man, just doesn't want to let go. It's like, don't let me go. Okay, so now put this guy down here. So we're gonna line up the bottom. Try this again. The bottom of this thing is really difficult to line up. There we go. Ooh. You gotta line up all the way down through the different holes in the E-arms to the piece. It's really very interesting process, but you can look right down there. You can see that it's all lined up. Take your pin, just kind of squeeze it through. Wow, that went in really easy. I guess when you do it over and over again, you wear it through, huh? See, this thing got really long on me again. It's kind of annoying. Push it like that. Okay, oops, righty tighty lefty loosey, boom. Now we've got it. Okay, so see, now we've got the same distance out of both sides. Perfect. Now we're gonna line up the top pin. Maybe. Did it before, I'll do it again here. All right, line up the top pin, gonna push it through that first hole, line it up to the second hole. There we go. And then because my fingers aren't that strong, I use pliers to kind of push it through. Line up the next section, push it through, line up the next section, and now we're up against the screws. Now we'll go ahead and tighten her down. Now it's going all the way through. There we go. All right, now I did that a little bit off. I'm supposed to put a spacer, whoops. I'm supposed to put a spacer on this side so you can see here. We'll back this out a little bit. Put one of the spacers on this side. Get on there, you turkey. Went on so easy the last time. Okay, we'll grab the pliers again and just kind of. There we go. Now we'll drive that home, space it evenly. Okay, and then we grab the other spacer, it fell over here. We'll grab it and put it on this side. I really don't understand why they need spacers. Why they couldn't, again, this is probably another reason why they don't make this car anymore. Not a whole lot of reasons that make sense. Okay, now we're even. See, we're even on both sides, even here, even there, even down here and down here, and alive. Okay, so what do you do? Oh, we gotta put the bumper back on now. Because, you know, I gotta put that on and off like 2 or 3 times, otherwise it's not a good repair job. So we'll line that guy up. Thing, here we go. Push it in, tension on it. Line it up with the hole helps again. There we go. There we go. Now we're driving it home. Perfecto. There we go. Hope you guys are enjoying this. Hope you guys are with me so far. And maybe you're working on your own RC car and got this playing in the background. Just to have somebody talking with you as you're doing your RCs. Really appreciate it. Again, we'd love to see what you guys have going on with your RCs. We'd love to see what sort of mayhem and carnage you guys are inflicting on your vehicles. Go ahead and put those in the comments section. Show us some pictures. It'd be kind of cool to see what you guys are doing, how much fun you're having. That's what it's all about. We were having a ton of fun when this thing was going down and it finally broke. Jumped it a little too high and just snapped a bunch of pieces. And that's one of the things about this particular vehicle with bigger tires. I gotta get a smaller set of tires because it's just not good. It's going to be a lot easier by hand that time. Okay. And these bigger tires, just the plastic just can't handle the abuse, so I gotta get some smaller ones. I've got another Emaxx. I made the mistake of buying 2 of these things, thinking that my kids would do it and that they would be just as durable as a Slash, and I didn't do my research, so that's where I'm at. So one of the reasons I started this channel was to be able to do some recon and research for people that want to buy RC cars, things that are good about them, bad about them, things to keep in mind when you're buying them. And as they say, they're, as long as you're having fun with your RC, there is no bad RC, right? Okay, so there we are. We've got the whole kit now. Got that rubber boot on there. Everything's done. Got all that stuff done. Now we need to bring in the big chassis. Put that off camera for a minute. All right, pull that to the side here. Put this guy over here. Now I'll bring in the big chassis. Time to mount everything back up again. Okay, so let's take this guy, put him through there. I think this eventually would line up right there. Oh, gotta get the dog bone. Gotta adjust that dog bone. This will be an interesting one. Where are those pliers at again? If I tell you, needle nose pliers in RC is the way to go. Definitely on the need to get kit. Oh, there we go. There's a way to get these things to move. All right, guy. Oh, yes. Yes, 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 yes. All right. Now, I believe these bad boys over here. This is interesting how they put these together because you got to come up from the bottom, not the top. Let's see, can I get these in? That's connected. Yes, I can. Okay. So we need to come. This is going to be an interesting challenge with one hand. Let's see, can I tape that way maybe? Still got the dog bone engaged. Let's see if I can get the, this is the part about working on these cars. I'm showing you guys the raw footage here, the raw challenges that we're going through. Making sure that's the, oh, it's not even the right size. Oops. What happened to the, is that the right size? Moved over here. Got new tools, and then I just need to get the smaller size. See, there we go. get this done, get this up. Now this will be interesting because this is not magnetic. I gotta line up the holes. Ooh, up here. Put that right there. Whoa. Oh, there we go. Nope, not there. I'm probably lost the dog bone. Yep. Wow, this is going to be interesting. I'm not sure how you get all this back together again. One of the fun parts about RC, I guess. Okay, well, it looks like it's holding, so I'm going to grab another screw here. And I'm going to stick it. Just pull this out of the way for a minute. I'll stick these screws up in here and see if they'll hold. A little bit like that. We'll grab the other side and we'll stick one on the other side here. So you can see I'm putting the screws right here. This is where that plate sits, right on top here. Right here. I'm putting the screws in, start them, and then hopefully they'll hold there as I put the top on and then try to screw again. This is one of those, again, one of those interesting design features that, oh, that one does not. Yeah, this guy's gonna fall out. So, well, okay, let's do this. We'll grab that one out of the way. Okay, stick him back over there so don't lose him. Now let's see if we can get this one side attached at least, which will hold it for the other side. So back again, we grab the dog bone, we stick it through there. We try to line it up. Grab our pliers again to line it in the hole because it's just way easier. Perfect. Okay. Now, gotta line those guys up. So try to hold it like so. I'm gonna come to the edge of the bench, or maybe I can get lined up here. You know, you guys probably can't see this. I'm gonna have to. My screwdriver's too long, so I gotta come off the side of the bench here to line everything up. Line up the hole, get the screw. No, that's not working either. So let's rotate it like this and hold it. Grab the screw like that. Dog bone is still engaged, and oh, we might have it, we might not. We are so close, but yet so far. Wow, I don't know how you get this back together by yourself. And everything just fell back apart again. Wow. All right, so you guys, the struggle is real. The struggle is real. It's pretty funny. Work on the RC cars, you said. It'll be great, they said. Buy an Emaxx, they said. Yeah. All right, don't buy an Emaxx. Okay, let's see. Let's gonna try. Oh, I got an idea. Yeah, it's probably not gonna work. I don't think these are big enough. Yeah, they're not big enough. You guys are probably streaming at me in the comments like, oh, why aren't you doing this? How come you're not doing this? What did I just do with the screwdriver? Oh, it's all the way over there. I'm losing my mind, guys. Okay. Well, once. Wow. And now that screw just fell out too. And then the dog bone came out. Okay. It's so much easier to take these apart. Alright, dog bone is in. Screw is so close to being lined up. The biggest issue now is actually, gosh, why didn't I think about this? I put the steering linkage in. Sometimes you got to be smarter than you. Yeah, you guys are probably screaming. That was what I would have done. Put the steering linkage in first. Okay, that makes sense. Thank you, guys. Now he gets. Still bumped the dog bone out. Dad, burn it. That thing does not want to stay in there. Come on, little guy. There you go. Come on. There we go. All right, steering linkage number 2. Of course. There we are. Cram that guy down through there. There we go. Oh, well, you know what else you guys are probably yelling at me about now? Why am I trying to do that when I got this plate here that I can put on? Again, this is part number 4937. This will hold it while I get the rest of it on. Oh, that dog bone came out again. Holy cow. Come on, dog bone. Get in there. There we go. All right, now, metal plate, and line it up. Perfect. Front plate, line it up. All right. These little guys back here. Oh, I think this might work. Would that be not the coolest thing in the world if these actually worked? Okay. This little guy here. There we go. Okay, dog bones back in. Didn't come back out. Get these little guys back in here. Sorry for the silence, guys. It's in concentration to figure what I was doing. All right, we're back in action. Put everything back together again and be ready to rip. And again, as we're coming to the end of this particular one, really appreciate you guys hanging out with us on Maintenance Mondays. If this is something you guys want to do more often, let me know. Definitely have got RC cars that we can maintain. Whether it's fixing them like this one completely fixes, whether it's putting new tires on RC cars for tire comparisons, or whether it's actual maintenance, like might be something where you really need to pull your RC apart and, you know, change diff oil and wash it down, clean it up, and make sure there isn't any rust and stuff on it. And those are all good things to do with your with these Maintenance Monday videos. There's other channels that have like Wrenching Wednesdays and all these kind of things, so plenty of opportunity for you to hang out, work on your RC car, make sure that it's going well and ready to go for you for that weekend run. All right, so we got these guys in here. This guy down. Alrighty. Now what's interesting is right, I tightened this way down. I'll probably have to loosen it again to get these other pieces in, but we'll see. Okay, so now flip this thing over. We can try to line up. Of course, I need to put this on here as a way to balance it. And okay, so we can kind of line that up. Let's see, is it the same size? Alrighty. Oh, the holes lined up. So when you're putting these back together again, putting that bottom plate on was the way to go. Line this thing right back up again. These holes are going perfectly. I don't have to fight with it. Again, don't know why I didn't do that the first time. But you know what? You live and you learn with your RC cars. Never actually had the front of this thing off like that before. Had no idea what I was aligning or not aligning. Let's see if I can get the other side lined up before I get that side too tight. Another good idea. Oh yeah, perfect. It's going right down in there. All right, I'm gonna back up a little bit here. You guys can see what's going right down in there like that. Perfecto. Boom, tightened it right up. Get this one over by the receiver box. Get it down there. Ooh, yeah. And you guys are probably noticing in this E-Maxx, the electronics, you're like, wait a minute, that's not what E-Maxx came with. It came with 2 brushed motors, and you're right. And I burnt those 2 brushed motors up the first day I had it out. So I was back to the hobby shop, and I was like, dude, I don't ever want to burn this thing up again. So they threw in this Hobby Wing. It's an easy run Max 8, and this easy run 427.4 2200 kV Hobby Wing motor, and this thing rips. Absolutely rips. It's an epic thing. All right, well, there we have it. Front end is back on. All the bolts are back together. There's no more breakage. Everything's together. The dog bones stayed in. Oh, it's a beautiful thing. All right, put this tire back on. Line it up in here. Make sure that these are these hex nuts. You make sure you line the hex nuts up. There we go. Put the little washer on there. And I said I'm not going to run this with these big tires. Next time I run this car, it'll be with a a much smaller wheels keep me from breaking it again. But okay, boom. All right, well, there you have it. Maintenance Mondays in the book, the very first one uploaded to this channel. Thank you all for hanging out with us and doing it. We were able to fix this bad boy, get it up and running, and have some more fun. We'll get some small tires for it. If you guys want to see that, let me know in the comments. We'll get some tires put on there, and you guys can see it with some small tires. All right, well, you guys have a great time with your day. We appreciate everything you do. Remember, life is much better with donuts.